Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, thank you for joining us this evening for the DTX Sunday In-House Turbo Tournament. I am here with our co-host, Flam. Flam, thank you for joining us this week. Absolutely. We also have Ty Man here for the draft round picks. Tyler, how you doing this evening? Absolutely. Well, it's good to have you all you guys here tonight. We have a couple of familiar faces we haven't seen here in a while, Flam. Beach You Tried It has decided to grace us with their presence this evening. Very excited to see them. Absolutely. I will second Tyler's comments there. Like, the Medusa is also something that should not be, ignored in these matchups. He's a very, very strong player when it comes to that lineup. Absolutely. Well, special shout out from last week's event. I want to give a special shout out to BKB Hater for top player in the league right now, taking a lot of those carry and most damage points. Game on, our side quest champion over here at second place really goes and closes the gap with the support gold and the healing, like really, really picking up a lot of points in the league so far. We've got Gator as well with a bunch of the saves and a bunch of side quests, followed by Architect, Tiger Eyes, and Unreals. I just want to say congratulations to those players. We're very excited about this week's event. Flam, what are our challenges for this week? I apologize, guys. I think we lost audio on you guys. I believe we do have it up now. So if you could you go back through those bonus points, Flam?
Sure, absolutely. This week's bonus achievements, we have Bloodbath. So each player in the game gets a bonus point if the kills per minute in the game go over 3 per minute. You also get an additional point if you have the most kills in that match. So don't play reserve. This is not the night to be farming, AFK farming, sitting in the jungle. We want 3 kills per minute. We want 20-minute games with 80 kills. And if you can top the charts in those kills, you will be rewarded as well. Our second achievement is Focus Fire. You get a bonus point if you kill a single player on the enemy team more than 5 times in a game. So find that Witch Doctor support who's struggling, find that mid who got stomped at their lane, keep fighting them in the jungle, kill them at least 5 times, make them suffer, make them want to quit the game, and you will get that Focus Fire bonus point.
I will say, I was playing earlier this week with the Bucket Brothers. I was playing with Bucket of Fish and Kettle of Ketchup, and we had a game where for the first 3 minutes it was 5v5 in mid. It was an absolute insane bloodbath. There was a Pudge with 8 flesh heaps at 5 minutes in. He hadn't even gone to lane yet. We did the math on the game, and it was, I believe it was 4.6 deaths per minute. So it's like, what are those old commercials? Like every 5 minutes, a child in Africa needs your help. It's like, it felt like that. Every 30 seconds, a hero in your lane is dying. It was an absolute bloodbath, and that was kind of the inspiration for this one.
At least Pudge had fun,
Oh my goodness!
Heaps before he entered the lane, pretty good start.
he had a what was it? Eternal Shroud at 4 minutes.
Oh dear God,
Wow.
it's gonna be
I had
pretty.
I had I had Blink
kill.
Dagger. I had Blink Dagger and Boots of Travel on Batrider at 7 minutes. It was pretty ridiculous.
Well, that's gonna be a fun time for everybody. Like, I mean, Pudge is gonna be pretty basically unkillable to magic damage. You're just gonna be fast.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like they're about to get started here. Looks like we have the Beach You Tried It with the Game On clan. So it's very excited to see here. Chemical Zero, OP, Beach You Tried It, Unreals, and Chicken Shanks on a team. That's pretty stacked, don't you guys think?
I think so,
Yeah, especially Chemical Zero being on that team. I feel like they have a really strong player for every position. A lot of times these teams struggle when they have maybe some good players, but they all sort of play the same role by happenstance. So when you have people who know their roles like the back of their hands, things just run a lot smoother. Everybody knows what to do at certain parts of the game. There's a lot more cohesive performance, and that's when those lower MMR teams in total MMR can really upset the people, the high MMR players who maybe are off roll. So yeah, I think the squad is pretty strong. Maybe it's slightly weak in the offlane department, but we'll find out who's playing what. Definitely interesting to see how they match up against Marks and Sign. I'm not familiar with this player.
I'm not familiar with them either, surprisingly.
Well, it looks like
I'm
we've got some
guessing
new
from the
players.
team distribution, they seem like a higher MMR player, I would guess. So I'm curious to see what their hero pool is like, how close to the regular high MMR meta we might see them play, whether they have some surprise picks coming out. People always have surprise picks. I guess that the surprise is guaranteed. It's just the manner of the surprise we're interested in.
True.
I'm just going through some settings. It looks like some people are experiencing a little bit of choppiness on the stream. I'm trying to go through here and get a couple of things fixed. But meanwhile, while I work on this, do you guys mind doing the draft?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
So we got Cheese Boys versus Wolves. Bristol backspin ban. Phantom Assassin, okay. Faceless Void. They really don't want to get Chronosphere. Dazzle, I'm not shocked that that's gone. Dazzle's pretty strong this patch.
Yeah, I am finding the Faceless and PA bans right off the bat pretty telling. They must know something about the enemy team. Maybe I don't.
This has been banned.
They banned their own Deuce Hub. Okay, so that's clearly not going to be played by Beach tonight. It looks like Wu's team seems to be trending towards obviously banning these annoying heroes. The Dazzle's very strong right now, both as a mid and a support in an off lane.
Witch Doctor and Balancer are gone too.
But it looks like they're trying to avoid minus armor in general with the Bristle, the Dazzle combo. And Silencer, of course, is somebody who really shuts down these high mobility heroes. So maybe Cyan's calling for one of these mids that loses in middle lane to Dazzle, like Void Spirit, Sword of Spirit, We really don't want to get silenced when they go in.
That sounds pretty about right, yeah. So we have our first pick, and it is Tidehunter. Very strong tank, very... He can be a right clicker too, but he's more of a tank if anything. Plus with the patches that they gave Tide, Kraken Shell can now be activated to lose mobility, but gain more ability to stay alive.
Yeah, he's this patch's reliable, consistent off lane. You can always get your ulti off. It's always going to be relevant in a game. He doesn't seem to mind the long cooldown of Ravage quite so much anymore. And yes, the bonus to Kraken Shell, and the ability to choose your mode of scaling, whether you scale with the Kraken Shell kills or on the attack range, just gives him a nice little bit of adaptability. Gush is a very versatile spell as far as its function, especially once you get Ags.
Yeah.
Though most people are opting, I think, for auras on him these days. Vlad sometimes probably less of the Blink Crush.
Lich has been picked, Tiny's been banned. Nature's Prophet's also been banned. They don't want to deal with the ratting, and they also don't want to deal with probably Chemical plays a lot of Tiny recently. So I'm assuming that's probably why they banned Tiny.
Yeah. I think OP's also been playing Natures. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with somebody, but we've seen how that hero does in these turbo matches. Once you hit 25, it's so hard to lose. It's Natures. You just send the treants against the towers. They have 3x HP, 3x damage, and you can't kill them quick enough. You have to build Dagons on your supports in order to kill the treants, so they don't just automatically end the game.
And they're not even worth much gold when they die. That's the sad part. They're worth like 20, 30 gold maybe. Shadow Shaman? Okay, so we got Lich so far and Shadow Shaman, so...
This is a support duo, no doubt.
Lich is probably going to be Unreals, most likely?
Most likely. And then probably Chicken Shanks on the Shaman. I am surprised Jakiro made it this far in the draft. I mean, Witch Doctor and Faceless got banned before Jakiro was. So, also, you know, if one of the premier heroes of the patch. I'm sure you've encountered this terror in your pubs. Just very overtuned to support. So much free damage in the lane. Lots of utility from the double strike. Lets you instantly de-ward. Instantly kill Shaman wards in this case too. That's pretty relevant. So maybe not the best matchup for the Shaman. Even if Jakiro weren't just baseline very strong. Do have a bit of a team fight focus going out, whereas I'd say it looks like Cheese Boys have a slight more angle to maybe sort of these pick-off plays. Yeah, even more team fight. Okay.
Could also be a right-click hero as well.
No. This isn't a kettle catch-up game. These people play rational Dota. So there's our support duo. We have our off lanes. Now we're looking on we're wondering what safe lane and mid will be picked for the Woos. With this team fight focus, and also the magic buff from the AA, I'm wondering if we get to see the Muerta carry, because she has so many people on this team to hold other folks in place.
Yeah, we could. You never know.
And Muerta is also quite nice against Lich, right? The frost armor, physical damage reduction, and the Actually, now that I think of it, I'm not sure if frost armor still reduces Muerta's right clicks during her ulti or not, because it reduces auto attack like damage, but I don't know if that's the physicality is the function of that.
The thing that I realized when I played against Mirta is I learned that her magic, like her auto attacks in her ulti, is magic damage.
Right. But they're still auto attacks, so I'll have to check later. But we do have the Weaver for Beach Who Tried It. This will probably be Carry Weaver and a Ricky to answer. So perhaps this is Cyan on a hero making their debut in the DTX Tour Attorney with this Ricky pick. I do like it quite a bit against the Weaver. Weaver Swarm is pretty nice against these teamfights. The mobility kind of invalidates Ancient Apparition entirely, so I imagine A will get killed by the Weaver a lot this game. And now we're looking at mids.
Outworld Devour's been banned. That's not a shocker. OD's a really strong middle, very strong late game against all these squishies. Even versus tanks, OD's pretty tough. Quap and Ember and Bloodseeker have been our final bans. So Quap's been banned, Ember Spirit.
The Bloodseeker ban.
Bloodseeker.
Makes sense to me.
Bloodseeker's to deal with Weaver, so that makes sense. Okay, we got Invoker that's been picked.
Invoker mid, so even more team fight. We have the combination with Ice Path, Ravage, and Cataclysm. Sunstrike's also coming out on.
Got Frost Blast too. So like nobody's gonna heal if A hits you with an ult. So that's gonna be devastating. Everything.
I would pick Nyx mid if this were me drafting right now.
Yeah, I probably
it's
would.
Pretty okay against Invoker. It can detect the Riki before the Riki can detect him. It'll murder Ancient Apparition throughout the game. Burn Tide's mana, so he can't use his abilities. I really like Nyx here. I don't think they're gonna pick it. I think they're probably gonna go for a more traditional mid. A lot of the spirits are still available. Void Spirit, Storm Spirit. They could go for
Dawnbreaker?
Oh, Dawnbreaker, yeah. We've seen Dawnbreaker more and more outside of her typical offlane role. Sometimes she's one, and looks like they're going to play her as a mid here, most likely. Interesting pick. She is very tanky. She's very difficult to harass out of the lane. And Invoker being one of the slower heroes does really suffer against her jumping in on the hammer. She can commit with a single support rotation and pretty much always kill the Invoker. So I like the pick. It's got some good mobility to save people who are being targeted by Riki as well. So Riki might find it difficult to finish off kills. All in all, very competent drafts of both teams. I'm pretty excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, both
I do not have a favorite.
Good. Yeah, I don't have a favorite either.
The Riki does scare me. You don't pick Riki in scenarios like this unless you're kind of a hero specialist, I imagine.
Yeah, Riki is very devastating, and the problem with Riki is he only needs maybe 2-3 items to start becoming a very annoying. Riki's not one of those heroes that needs 5 items to be annoying. He needs maybe 3 at most. He needs Disperser. He could buy Manta for a Dispel. He could buy a BKB. He could buy an Abyssal, things like that, and just sneak up on you and make your life miserable.
Absolutely. Sorry, I missed the draft on that one. Where it looks like it's I don't know what's going on with the encoder here. I'm trying to get the video quality up there, but it looks like we're hovering around 30 to 40 FPS. So I'm looking to try and get that beefed up a little bit. So, but yeah, Dawnbreaker last pick. Where do you think they're trying to go with this? Is this a Dawnbreaker mid sneak? Where are they? Is they gonna send him up against some of their stronger draft with this hidden comfort pick of their hero?
Yeah, this is a Dawnbreaker mid. I think it's just somebody think you can occupy the lane against Invoker, who has strong right-click damage to contest those really early levels where Invoker is quite weak. Invoker is susceptible to just straight up die to Dawn walking at him with both of her abilities up. Especially if one support rotates in. And I think the thought is the Dawnbreaker will get the early level 6 and prevent the Riki from finding solo kills around the map whatsoever. Or finding those pickoffs. Because she just ultis in on top of whoever gets jumped, heals them, and then counter initiates on the Riki.
She can also gank with her ult if she needs to. She can be anywhere without having to TP. She can just ult on top of the teammate, the Tide or whatnot.
It is possible I've misread this, and this is a Dawnbreaker offlane, and then, well, I don't know, or Dawnbreaker safe lane, and then it would be somebody else mid. The Weaver mid.
We may just
perhaps?
have to see.
We've seen Beach go unusual mids, I think he took the Underlord mid, so maybe he just want to play Weaver and decides to take mid lane if he feels it's more favorable. I don't hate Weaver against Invoker. Invoker pretty low armor. Can get run down easily enough, just like with the Dawnbreaker.
Poke them a lot, but they can both poke each other just as fairly. The main thing is Weaver has to time-lapse correctly to avoid most of the Invoker's burst.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
just
Weaver
have to
time-lapse
see what
just-
happens.
Entirely dodges Invoker's like level 6 combo with Meteor too, so yeah, it's a pretty good matchup. Weaver does struggle against Ricky though, for sure.
Yeah.
Quite badly, in fact.
If Ricky gets on top of Weaver, it could be very bad for Weaver.
All right. Well,
think
Tyler,
Cloud has a very short cooldown.
Thank you for coming in for the draft. We'll see you a little after the game here, bud. Once again, if you are just now joining us and you have any questions, feel free to join our DTX server here. Link is in the description below the channel. And Tyler will be sitting in our Dota 1 channel to answer any of your questions.
Yep,
Awesome. Well, thank you. We'll talk to you after the game, Tyler.
sounds good.
All right, so they're loading in right now. Very exciting.
Game has started.
Bitch, you tried it on his Weaver. What, did I lose you?
We've seen him dominate on this hero before. No, I'm still here.
Okay, perfect. There we go. Sorry, technical difficulties tonight. It looks like they are going in for the smoke coming in, trying to loop around. They're looking for a pickoff over here. You know, Game On is known for like being his very aggressive supports and getting some of these deep wards into a position for them to go out and really capitalize on those positions later on in the game.
Yeah, it looks like it's the right call to take this defensive posture around their own side of the map. So
they will not die to see them. Oh, this is Chemical Zero on Dawnbreaker.
Interesting. So it is Dawnbreaker mid against the
Eddie's sending a mid too. It looks like Beach is going to his safe spot in pause 1 in the safe lane. This is going to be a very exciting game to watch for the mid laner. Like Chemical Zero is known for punching a little bit above his weight class, but still, even using Sunstrike to secure it. Like Chemical Zero pulls the wave back to go and try and deny the range creep, but literally the Invoker just comes and takes it with a Sunstrike. What a play.
Lane shaping up to be pretty even already. No complaints on either side. I am a little worried for the Ancient Apparition in top lane. Just getting run down by